All right, folks. How's everybody doing? And awesome. So, welcome. It's that time. This is the 28th of September. It's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And in between, you got Central and Mountain. So, like to welcome everybody here. I'm just gonna have conversation while we're going before I do the huge introduction here. So let's see. How many folks here have got a serious one-liner or got a serious invitation to this and don't really know what it's about, but are hoping for the best? You can raise your hand if you know how to do that, and I'll explain that in a second. All right. So let's see. Just for everybody that's coming in right now, there's a couple things to be aware of. One, we do not have chat open on this, so you do not have the ability to chat with anybody with us. We might use chat we will use chat to put out information out to you, but just something to be aware of. You do have the ability to electronically raise your hand at the bottom of your Zoom window. If you're not familiar with it, go ahead and click on that and just make sure that it works for yourself. And then also you have the Q&A function, and the Q&A function is where if you have questions, that's where you'll be doing the majority of your interaction with us. So just want everybody to be aware there. If everybody could, go ahead and just hit the raise your hand button. It'll raise all 5 fingers. It won't raise just one. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, cool. And everybody, if you would, just go ahead and in Q&A, put in there where you're coming from or where you're joining us from. Let's put it that way. If you're joining us from somewhere in the States, great. If you're joining us internationally, tell us where you're at internationally, just to get a sense of where everybody's coming in from. And that's one of those things that we always want to know.
Where is Mohammed Siddique?
Mohammed Siddique.
He wants me to stay on here. He needs to come live or I will not be on here. End of story.
So Siddique, come on up, dude. Excellent. So
and stay there. Mute your phones, stay there. Go ahead, John.
So with that, all right, we're going to go ahead and get started here. My name is John Lee. I'm coming out of actually Las Vegas, Nevada. And I actually work with Mohammed Siddique from JV Genius. Siddique was here. Siddique has put this on. He reached out, put this webinar on, and I'm happy to be here with that. And we actually have a treat here, folks. As a matter of fact, Siddique, is there anything you want to say real quick? Say hello. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Cool. So with that, everybody, there's actually a pretty good treat here, and I'm going to explain why. I run a business consulting network called Enigma Mastery Group. I actually run it with my business partner, and he's also my mentor, and he is a billionaire, a recluse billionaire. That's why you do not see his picture here, but he is a billionaire nonetheless. His pseudonym is Mr. O. His name is Mr. O. That's what he goes by. And he is here with us. Originally, he wasn't going to be. I was just going to run this with Siddique, but Mr. O had availability, and so he made himself available. So, sir, you there?
I am, and thank you for having me, and I hope I can do a lot of good here.
Understood. So let me give everybody just kind of a quick rundown of who we are and what we do. All right. Enigma Mastery Group is a business consulting network. We have clients all across the country. Siddique's a partner, but he's also a client of ours, and he's out of the East Coast, Atlanta specifically. We have folks internationally also. And what we do is the goal for Enigma is to teach people to think like a billionaire, then act on those thoughts like a billionaire. With that, we use something that Mr. O has created, him and others of his ilk. I'm going to be very specific there. Those and others of his ilk. It's called the 13 Standards of Knowledge. And the 13 Standards of Knowledge are the skills that Mr. O identified that allowed him to create his wealth and his assets over his 6 decades plus of business experience. He's an older gentleman. He's in his early 80s. He's been doing this. He's been in business since he's a teen, and there's quite a bit to take apart there. With that, this is, and actually I'll let Mr. O explain more of this in a second, but this is just a reaching out webinar, synergy webinar, and I'll let him explain more of that in a second. So, sir, Mr. O, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. It's a privilege to be here with John Lee and Mohammed Siddique. Mohammed is a partner of mine also, and I appreciate all of you people being on. Let me make one thing clear, that what we're talking about here tonight is something where we have nothing for anybody to sell, period. Whatever your business is, whatever you do for a living, whatever you want to do in business, whatever you want to accomplish, what we have is good for that. Let me explain a few things. In 2008, there was a big financial crunch. And as a result of that financial crunch, people like myself, now I'm lucky I didn't lose anything, but a lot of those of my ilk lost a lot. My net worth is close to $11 billion now. I'll explain a little later as to why I'm a recluse at this point in my time, in my life. But at that time, I was solely in the real estate business for my basic income. I had other businesses that were just ancillary that I got in deals, but I own beachfront properties around the globe, and then I develop them and sell them or flip them. So this crunch comes along, and you need a lot of money. I mean, you've got to pay for roads, water, power all the time. These countries are billing you for, if the sewer runs through your property, or the power or the water or something, they have to work on the roads, you get billed for it and you have to pay it, and you got to pay your taxes and everything else. So I needed the cash flow. So I looked around and I saw that there was a lady named Oprah Winfrey who had a TV reality show that became a billionaire with nothing but a show for the afternoon for children. So I checked out Donald Trump with The Apprentice and a couple other people, and I decided to do a show called The Billionaire Recluse Files, where I would teach people how to think like a billionaire and then act on those thoughts like a billionaire, meaning that no matter what your business is, no matter what your thoughts are as an entrepreneur, or if you want to get into business or whatever, that this would help. So what I had to do is I had to put together everything that allowed me to amass the wealth that I have. And I wanted to standardize these things. And it came up with 13. So there were 13 standards of knowledge. And what I want to do for a minute, so you people know where I'm coming from, is to show you that video, if John would show that, on the 13 standards of knowledge. So you'll see what that's about. And by the way, we're going to have a question and answer thing a little bit later. And there's a great number of you people on. So we might not get all the answers, but all the questions answered, but we'll do our best. So go ahead, John, if you could show that video for a minute.
Sir, stand by. It's coming up now. Let me know when you see it, sir.
I do. Thank you. All of my consulting is based on a set of standards of knowledge. These are entitled the 13 Standards of Knowledge. These standards of knowledge were developed as a result of over a half a century of personal experiences resulting in great wealth. For a period of several years, we conducted tests on the 13 standards of knowledge with potential clients. We told them to evaluate each of the standards individually in this manner. What could you be worth if you mastered this standard? We asked them to put down a B for $1 billion if they felt that the results could be unlimited. Over 97% of the people came in at $13 billion or greater. Several accomplished business professionals came in at hundreds of billions of dollars. Look at the standards of knowledge now and see how you feel about what you could be worth if you mastered the 13 standards of knowledge. Number 1, potential of the mind. To be totally aware of your mind and its potential, and to be as effective as the wealthiest and most successful people are. Number 2, discover your hidden abilities. Within you lies undiscovered, hidden or dormant intellectual nuances, which, when triggered with the right inspiration and information in the right sequence, can incite you to aspire to much greater goals and a loftier position in life. Number 3, mastering self-confidence. total self-confidence in any and all situations. Number 4, controlled maximum motivation, a mental off-and-on switch to any level and degree of motivation you choose. Number 5, the art of persuasion, in its most powerful form, allowing you the ability to persuade others of anything you desire. Number 6, knowledge of others' thoughts and motives, the ability to do the same thing as read another's mind. We call it mind analysis acumen, the skills of effective acquisition of valuable and highly usable knowledge, tactfully getting another to tell you what is on his or her mind is the same difference as reading their mind. Number 7, powerful and creative concept development, the ability to create a concept out of thin air, on your own, and take it to fruition in all aspects and turn it into tremendous cash. Make an effective analysis of a current concept and make changes for success. Number 8, no fear of negatives, the ability to make any negative work in your favor to the point that one will actually welcome and not fear negatives. Number 9, the tremendous power lurking in you, personally being a recognizable and powerful force to all. Number 10, become the top in your field, a magnate, and draw people, deals, and money to you, a magnet. When desired, being a magnate and a magnet, creating the essence of a true heavy hitter, causing opportunities to find you so that you can pick and choose what you want in life. Number 11, mechanics and power of your thought process. To develop and take advantage of the ultimate power of mental thought processes, like the minds that create and develop the great patents of our time, mental gymnastics, mental mechanics. Number 12, reinventing yourself. Designing, understanding, recreating, structuring your essence and persona to become whatever you wish and be perceived as you wish. Lifestyle access. Number 13, your cadre. At will to develop and command a financially self-justifying structure of productive associates. I think that you can see the unlimited potential when these 13 standards of knowledge are mastered. My clients who demand of me the knowledge they desire and who work diligently and never give up will in their own way and in their own time own the 13 standards of knowledge.
Sir.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. And by the way, so you folks know, you see there's a black screen there with an ugly picture of me on it, and then there's one below that says Michelle. And Michelle is an assistant to John. She's a virtual assistant in the Philippines, and she just kind of keeps things going here in the background. So that's who she is there. You know, what's happening right now with clients that we have is we're doing a lot of things. We're working on building what we're calling the eighth wonder on Lake Superior, which involves an underwater hotel and a bunch of other things. We're involved in doing survival camps. We're involved in the embryonic stages of building an entire safe city. We're in that city. There will be no riots. There will be no any kind of problems like that whatsoever because it's privately owned, will be privately owned. And so we're doing quite a bit. And I want to ask you people for a show of hands, how many people would like to have been a fly on the wall when Richard Branson sold Virgin Records for $1 billion? Or when Elon Musk developed Tesla, or he sold PayPal?
It's okay, folks. You can electronically raise your hands.
Okay, we got quite a few going up, but some of them aren't going up. Okay, good. And there's a place at the bottom of the screen where they can raise their hand, John, is that?
Yes, there is at the bottom of their Zoom window. You should be able to see it.
Okay, good. And so one of the things that we're talking about here is that people will have an opportunity to do. They'll have an opportunity for a program. If there was a major guy out there that built a major project, whatever it is, if it's Virgin Airlines, if it's Tesla, if it's Microsoft or whatever it is, to be able to spend a couple dollars or $5 or $10 to be a fly on the wall and watch these deals put together, that's what we're talking about. And that's what exists here. And so there's an opportunity for people to watch major deals and learn a lot, a tremendous amount for almost next to nothing. And the reason we do that is because later on, they might decide to become a client of ours, or they might not. But we do it just basically at cost so people can see that. There's a little video that I would like John to show about, and by the way, if anybody has any questions, they can put them in Q&A, and that will be fine. I might not be able to answer all of them, but I'll be glad to put it there. There's another little video that I would like you to see about being a voyeur and kind of what we do. And John.
Yes, sir. Slight delay there on that. Didn't have it up. 1 second.
And you know what? Hang on just a second before you bring that up. I don't even know that that's necessary because we're getting so many people there. And I think the one that you have in the archive references the 50 webinars. And when we got from 0 to our first 1,000 clients, however many that is, it could be 1, it could be 1,000. They were just allowed to see 50 webinars, and now it's perpetual. So if they get involved with what we do, it's perpetual. They can see as many webinars as they want. And a beautiful thing is there's a fee for it. It's almost nothing. But the thing is, when people do that, they get involved. If they will give us a critique, after say 90 days or something, they get on there and say, you know, this is terrible. It sucks. I didn't learn anything from it. Or, hey, this is great. I learned a lot, whatever. And just about everybody learns a lot from it, unless they're sitting there getting drunk and eating potato chips while they're watching a football game and watching this. But the people that are serious are very happy. And so if they do a critique, then we give them credits back in unit shares in a property. So what they spend to watch these webinars, watch these deals being put together, they get back. It's like putting money in the bank. And then in addition to that, that's for the critique. And how much do they get for the critique, John?
They get 1,500 shares.
So it's at $1 a piece. So they get $1,500 back. So the whole thing is like $1,000 forever, but they get $1,500 back there. And if they ever want to get involved in one of our development projects and they want to make an investment, they can still take what they've paid in addition to the unit shares they got back and make it as an investment in one of our projects. So all this is about is getting people to put a little bit of skin in the game who are interested and to get them to watch us. And virtually we're ending up paying them to be able to be involved. So in this video, it does mention 50 webinars, but don't pay attention to that because we've just updated it. And the new video somehow got lost in the electronics here. But John, show them that video for a second.
Yes. And while I'm bringing that up, sir, there's a person that asked a specific question in Q&A.
Okay. Well, over here, I've got about 12 of them. Let's see. It's the one that just came in. Is it from ARM? Okay. How to create a continuous wealth building and cash flow system for entrepreneurs. Anybody who wants to become an entrepreneur, whether you are now or you're going to develop a business or you're working for someone, say where you can get bonuses or commissions or anything like that, to be able to develop yourself to where you can think like a billionaire and act on it. Let me tell you something. Every one of us was born with the same gray matter. Everybody, save for a child prodigy or someone with special needs. And everybody has the opportunity to learn how to think like a billionaire and make stuff happen. We only work 8 or 10 or 16 hours a day. And sometimes I try to work 2 or 3 a day, but at my age. But the point is, during that time, some of us amass hundreds of millions or billions of dollars, and others of us might make 200,000 or 300,000 a year or less. And so all of us having the same brain, we have the opportunity to be a great success there. And I see that hand is still up. So take that down. Did that explain that satisfactorily to you, Iram? If not, please elaborate on your question there. Please feel free to do that. So, John, do you have that up? Just show it, bring it up at will, if you would. Because if he elaborates on that, I can answer the rest of that later.
Yes, sir. Bring it up. My computer's acting a little bit dumb here, but it's
I have one here while he's bringing it up. I want to mention it's not a question, but I'll go ahead and say you're telling me that for a fee of $1,000, if I watch 1,000 webinars, it's $1 a webinar, and you're dealing with major projects? The answer is absolutely. We're raising money. We're raising hundreds of millions of dollars for people. One of our clients is a mayor of Two Harbors, Minnesota, right on Lake Superior. We have clients around the globe, actually. And so the answer is yes. You watch them all, you end up spending $1 or less per webinar over a period of time watching how this happens. And that's how you learn. We learn a lot by watching other people. Voyeurism is really good. John, can you bring that up?
Yes, sir. It's coming up now.
Thank you. We'll just look at this little video here for a minute. Breaking news. People can now watch in real time a billionaire recluse guiding people to tremendous success. Our Voyeur package program costs less than $3.60 per day. Let's take a look for a minute at how many possible times we waste more than $3.60 a day. And John, stop that for a second. Spend every day.
Sir.
Please know this is the old video, and it's not even $3.60 a day. It's about 20 cents a day now, because after we ended up with a great number of clientele, we realized just let them watch it forever. Instead of 50 webinars, they can watch 1,000 webinars and watch 1,000 deals being put together. And then that way, they might decide to become a client down the road. And I have a question for you people I'd like to ask, and then we'll play the rest of this video here. If somebody worked with you, if I worked with you and I could make you $1 million, hypothetically, if I could make you $1 million, would you pay me $50,000 to do that? Just a show of hands. If I could make you $1 million, would you pay $50,000 to be able to do that? Okay. All right. Here's something that you got to realize here. When someone does become a client down the road, the fee is a lot less than that. And a lot of the people can make that back in a month, whatever the fee is. But I'm not going to get into that now. We're going to finish this video, and I'll try to shut up. But it is an older video, and so just understand it's unlimited webinars for the same price. On non-productive things and put it towards self-education. Through this Voyeur program, our life can change exponentially for the better, or we can keep going down the same path that we're on today. In a short amount of time, see others financially much further ahead in life. Do we want to remain in the same quagmire we're in today, or do we want to strive to make the time we invest in our livelihood many times more productive than it is now? What if you could have been a fly on the wall when Bill Gates did his deal with IBM? Or if you could have been a fly on the wall when Elon Musk sold PayPal? Better yet, if you could have been a fly on the wall when he created PayPal? How about when Richard Branson sold Virgin Records for $1 billion? Being a fly on the wall when that happened would be fantastic. There is no limit to the value of being a fly on the wall. Mr. O is helping his clients build underwater hotels, submarine tours, and survival camps. They're working on building an entire safe city. It is impossible to place a value on being able to watch him like a fly on the wall and put these deals together with clients. The money you spend on your Voyeur program can be applied 100% to any business opportunities we have that you wish to avail yourself of. This is the same thing as putting money in the bank. There is no way you can lose. Sign up now to our Voyeur package program and start down the path of life you know you should be on. And again, I apologize for not having the new video. Again, it's lost in the electronic abyss out there somewhere, but it's just simply unlimited. And so I have another question here. You are saying, it's kind of a question and an answer. You are saying that if I get into this program, that it's like money in the bank. What does that mean? Well, it means, and Jillian is the name. Jillian, what it means is that when you take this program, you also will receive actually 50% profit because you get 1,500 unit shares in one of our projects. It's just like an investment. It's like unit shares in any other business. You can sell them, you can watch them grow, you can do whatever you want with them. So yes, it's like putting money in the bank. And then in addition to that, that's for doing the critique. And in addition to that, what happens is you can take also the same amount, again, without any further investment, the same amount, and you can put it into a deal. So you can end up with $2,500 minimum of unit shares in a business by watching. And then the second part of her question here is that when I'm watching these, will I be able to participate? And the answer is no. When you're a voyeur and you're watching these, what you do is you will watch, like we're working on this city. You will watch several videos about the city with the mayor and what we're doing. One of them is raising $400 million for an underwater hotel. Another one is putting in a golf course with golf balls that are made out of fish food, so that when they fire it out into Lake Superior, it feeds the fish. You'll be seeing all aspects from the beginning to the end. Now you can watch these over and over again, and you can glean from them. To be able to watch what someone does is so important. I don't know about you people, but I get on Zoom all the time, or excuse me, not on Zoom, I get on YouTube all the time if I want to do something. Like I'm an old guy and I have a habit, I love horticulture, so I love working with trees and stuff like that. And if I need information, there's all kinds of stuff on YouTube. You just type it in and it's there. Tutorials showing you how to do things. But nowhere have I found what we're doing, where you can actually watch somebody put together multi-million-dollar deals in actual real time. An example, we have one of our clients who's in the robot business, and he needed to purchase robots, and then he needed to make money on robots. And so he's a client of ours, a client of John and I's. And so in real time, he came up with, I said, find someone that sells robots that you like, just find them. So he did. It's a company in Israel. He found them. The robots had a certain price to him. Within 24 hours, without him putting a dime out of his pocket, he had two of those robots with a 500%, 400%, 400 or 500% profit with no money out of his pocket. To teach him, I found the investor for him, gave the pitch online, got the money. Everything that happened was put into a trust account at our law firm. And by the way, I'm partners in a few law firms. And so we put it in a trust at the law firm. So had you been watching that, you could have seen how a guy who's got a regular job for the county, or it's a private job now. He used to work for the state of Nevada, but it's a private job now. And to be able to go out and get in the robot business. Now he's going to end up making, by the time we put these robots out there, we're working on two of them right now. We're getting those produced, and then he will be able to go out and we'll probably do 1,000 of them, and they'll be in law firms. Now, this guy, if he only makes $50 an hour off of each one, which is very possible because the law firm bills out $500 an hour on them, that's $50,000 an hour this guy makes. So when you're watching this, young lady, what you'll see is from the birth, the cradle to the grave of how this guy has an idea with all the competition out there, and how he now is getting a check of 20, 30, 40,000 an hour, or how he will be. That's simple. Okay. Someone has a question. How do I use the leads sent to me? I'm not sure what that means or what that is. I think that's for Siddique, probably with something he's doing. I don't know. Did you see that there, Siddique?
You're muted, Siddique.
Yes, I see that. That's you can send an email and a reply to privately.
Okay, yes, that was just from one of his clients that aren't here. So that's a separate issue that he sees on there. So here we are. And here's the value of this thing. Again, it's just unlimited webinars. And if you're not available for it, it's live. We'll show you when they're live. And if you can't see it when you're live, like if we do it at 6 o'clock at night, and it's 9 o'clock on the East Coast, or it's 8 o'clock in the morning over in Pakistan, wherever you happen to be, you can watch it at a later time and watch it over and over again. And even though I myself am a billionaire, I'm almost 82 years old, I still watch what other people do. For example, I'm interested in the neurosciences. How do we think? Neuroplasticity, neurogenesis. How does our mind work? How can a guy my age keep from getting Alzheimer's? And how can I think sharp and make things happen? So we all have mentors. We all have people that are watching and stuff. So I'm going to shut up for a few minutes, and John, you can ask. We got a great number of people on here. Ask them questions, see if they've got questions for us. Some of them came on a little bit late. Some of them were on a little bit early, as a matter of fact, which is good. So you might want to find out by show of hands how many people might want to be interested in taking advantage of what we have. It's that simple.
Absolutely. So, okay, we have one person. Let me bring up the benefits of what we're offering. I actually have a simple. I just have a PowerPoint slide I'll bring up, and that way this lists exactly what Mr. O was talking about and how we break this down. Just give me 1 second here.
And I see a person on here that's got the hand up, but the person came on a little bit later. So I don't know if that person has a question, or and you can put it in Q&A if you have a question. I don't know particularly what that hand means there. It's back up.
Yeah, if you got any questions on anything we have going on or that we would already discussed, feel free to put it in the Q&A section with your, and if you have your hand up, go ahead and just put in Q&A. That way I know that I can address however you want to address. One of the questions that we had come in is, can you further explain some of the projects we can earn unit shares in? That's for you, sir.
Good. Yes. One of them we have, first of all, there's a movement across the entire United States called Preppers and Survivalists, because of all the riots that's been going on and all the political turmoil and everything else that's been going on. So we have survivalist camps, and we have bunkers, and we have training. We have all kinds of neat things. We have FBI agents, everybody else, retired police officers who do training in weapons and all this kind of stuff. And it's a fun camp out thing where people go up and camp out and meet each other. And in that situation, people, they can take their investment and it pays out 100%. And it goes through a law firm. It goes through a trust fund and a law firm. So there's one example. Another example, there'll be opportunities in Lake Superior. So another one is we've got 60 square miles and with beautiful beachfront. There's a lot of beautiful beaches and resorts and stuff in Mexico. I happen to own 23 of them, raw properties, but resort properties, resort type properties. And so there's a lot of opportunities down there in Mexico for deep sea fishing by Cabo San Lucas, and also for resort investment. So if somebody availed themselves of our program, the same money they get our program, they also get that same amount of money invested into one of our projects. Now, the projects change from time to time. You know, you might not be ready to do it until later. You look at the projects we have available, and then you can just dump it in there. That's all. And it's just the same thing as owning unit shares. You can sell it to your uncle or anyone else, and or you can watch it grow, and or you can cash out when we cash it out. So it's just like any other investment. So you end up with the Voyeur program absolutely free. And again, with the critique, you get $1,500 back, and then you also get $1,000 for, you know, just to put in as an investment. Go ahead and show that sheet that you've got there, John.
Stand by, bringing it up. Let me know when you guys see this. It should be up by now.
I just see one thing that says what you get, nothing else.
That's right, sir. So what you get, whoops, hang on. Whoa. For some reason, there we go. So start with weekly live access to the training on how to think like a billionaire and act on those thoughts like a billionaire. They are conducted by Mr. O. Get to observe the live process of business deals coming to fruition using the 13 standards of knowledge. And we also have archive training. So every week we have a webinar. Training is on that, you know, it's live, and questions get asked. it's either a conversation concerning one of the deals owned by Mr. O and Enigma, or one of our clients and the businesses that they're working on. And in that conversation, you get a chance to learn from there. If for some reason you miss it, because they're held on Wednesdays, if for some reason you miss it, you can't make it, we have those webinars archived and on demand. You can just listen to them like a podcast as much as you want, anywhere you want, however you want. So until the lesson sinks in. And then the opportunity to be rewarded $1,500 in unit shares in a business owned by Mr. O and Enigma. Also, if you refer anybody that turns into a Voyeur member, you also get rewarded by 1,500 shares from that person if they sign up as a new Voyeur member. So there is an opportunity there to build wealth, and it's just by referring some other folks.
Mr. Lee, can I say something here?
Yes,
And that is that if you watch what's going on here, we just want people to have skin in the game. A person ends up buying this program for $1,000. They end up getting $2,500 back. We just want them in the program and watching what's going on. And my goal, personally, to be honest with you, number one is to not get Alzheimer's, to keep busy. And where I'll make my money down the road from is the TV reality show. When I've got people out there who've become multimillionaires, or they're making $10,000 an hour or $50,000 an hour, and we prove it. We just don't talk about it. It's not a bunch of BS. We bring the live person on with the robot, with the place they're at, photocopies of the checks, everything. There's no BS here. It's just real time. And in these webinars, when I make a mistake, I'm human and I do. We laugh about it, we correct it, and we move on. But we have success at all times. So again, to capsulize what I was saying, person steps in here for $1,000 and they end up with $2,500 in unit shares in a corporation or in an LLC. Excuse me. Go ahead, John.
Yes, sir. And waiting for my computer has a delay here. There we go. One-time fee. Again, back in the day, we used to just have this for 50 webinars, which equated to about a year. We've actually just made this training in perpetuity, one-time fee, and you're in, and it's just a simple $1,000. So, sir, and I'm actually gonna, and for those that want to have a link to, we have an agreement. We actually have a very specific agreement that you can sign up online for and to, and it's there, but I can also put that link out for everybody into chat also. So there's something to keep in mind.
And you know, Mr. Lee, if there's people here that want to sign up now, well, you can walk them through it and talk to them, and they can be looking at it right now, couldn't they?
I could, yes, sir. So give me 1 second here. I'm actually going to stop sharing for a quick second.
I see some hands going up, several hands going up of people that want to, because of what I just said, that they can sign up online. So apparently that's what they want to do. So that's good. They can just do that.
Yes, sir. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here for a second so I can actually put this out in chat. So give me 1 second here. And sir, we had there's a question that just popped in. They say, in perpetuity, how long have you guys been doing this? So
okay, I've been in business over 60 years, and I've been developing these standards of knowledge for a long, long time, and have had clients, most of the Fortune 500 companies in the United States. So we've been doing this for a long, long time. Like anybody else, we develop, we grow, we have new products, we have new offers to people at all times, because we grow, we develop, and we become more successful. And this is one of those times where we're going through a metamorphosis where because of the success we had before with the 50 webinar thing, now it's a situation where we've got people that are, we just let it go in perpetuity. It's fine.
right. So in chat, folks, for those that have that interest and want to go ahead and sign up right now, in chat, you actually have a link. That link takes you to just our online agreement. There's a form filled at the bottom of it. After you read it, there's a couple boxes you have to check. And then it takes you to a checkout page, and feel free to check out from there. Also, and Mr. O, actually, you forgot to bring this one up, sir. But for those that sign up tonight, in our normal weekly webinars where, you know, all that training is done, voyeurs in this voyeur program do not have the ability to ask questions directly concerning it. They get a chance to just, again, be a voyeur, fly on the wall. They get a chance to listen and watch. Actually, for those that register tonight, that sign up tonight, we are actually going to have a private webinar, and it's with a few people. It's not going to be like just one-on-one, but with Mr. O, whatever it is in your business that you're dealing with right now, if you got questions concerning your business in general, about 13 standards of knowledge, whatever aspect it is, you actually get a private webinar with Mr. O. And so that's for those that register tonight. And of course, anything that comes in tonight, I myself and my assistant can track and get back in touch with you and schedule that. So just be aware of that. Oops, let me put those back in there. Are there any other questions that you see, sir, coming through?
Well, there's one thing I want to ask people just for a show of hands, because John can walk you through this. You can get online and sign up, because I saw a bunch of hands go up earlier, and I want to be clear of what they are. Just raise your hand if you'd like to sign up tonight, and then John will get you online and walk you through it from front to back. And like you said, then you've got the other the other webinar where I'll basically be doing an analysis for you or your business. Okay. Okay. So a lot of hands are going up, and they can do that. And any more questions from people also? And I don't know if you have anything to say, Siddique or John.
No, I'm more monitoring and trying to make sure people get through and checking for that. I don't have anything else to add other than I've been working. I'll say this. I've been working with Mr. O for we're going on 3.5 years now. And I first started as a client, and then after working with him and we've had some success together, he gave me the opportunity of a lifetime to partner with him, and we created Enigma. I actually used to run the largest real estate investment group in the state of Nevada, and getting the opportunity to work with Mr. O and create what we've created. I turned my group, all my partners out, turned it into Enigma. And the things that I've had a chance to experience has been pretty mind-blowing for a lot of reasons. Sometimes
how much property was I able to put together for you guys with no money out of pocket, essentially?
In 18 months, we put together $30 million in property under contract, and we did it no money down. For those who don't have any clue about real estate, when I invest in real estate, and I was focusing on residential real estate, there's something called creative finance, which is basically using non-institutional lending or non-institutional leverage to acquire property. And with Mr. O's background, he built the majority of his wealth in land and buying large acreage of land, flipping it, developing it, and basically cash flowing raw land. If anybody knows anything about real estate, that is not the easiest thing in the world. Everything is easy compared to that. It all flows downhill. So with that, that's one of the reasons I immediately wanted to get his tutelage, get consulting from him. And yeah, we were able to put together, it was over 2,000 acres when it was all said and done, scattered across about a half dozen states. And, we did that basically no money down. So, I mean, that's just one aspect of the things that I was learning, that Mr. O has experience in, and thinking like a billionaire allows for you to understand leverage on a whole different level in terms of raising funds, in terms of making businesses pay for themselves. Anyways, I can go all day with it, but I just want to make sure that everybody that wants to sign up, if they need any help, let me know. Put in Q&A.
John, here's a suggestion I have. In a few minutes, I know that I've done some screenshots of everybody that had their hand up. So what we can do when we're done is we'll just stop this webinar. And for all of you that put your hand up, you can join another one in just a few minutes, and John will go through it. That way we're not boring people who might want to sign up tomorrow or the next day or whatever instead of today. So I think that would be a process that we need to do. Would you say so, John?
Sure. That works for me, sir. So, all right. If that's the case, Siddique, is there anything you need to add toward the end of this so we can wrap up?
No, thank you so much for everyone showing up. And I think.
And Siddique, I just wanted to say to you, I really appreciate what you've done here and your ability to get 300 people into this thing. I mean, that's really good. I appreciate it, and I respect you for it. I knew that you could do that. So this is good. And I did expect to see a smile from that.
All right, folks. Well, then we're going to go ahead and wrap up now. Siddique, meet us on the normal link after this, your normal link, and sir, that's where I'll meet you. And Michelle, just be on standby from there. All right. So, all right, that's it, everybody.